How y'all doing? Hope you're doing good. Polaris in itself and the star trails totally destroy the heliocentric model of the universe, and I'll show you why. You have Polaris here, and that's the center of these star trails. You have to believe in astronomical coincidences to buy the heliocentric bullshit that all these stars just have the same arc as they circle around Polaris at all their different distances. I don't exactly know what an astronomical unit here is, but I know that this one here is 19 million astronomical units away from Polaris, or the sun, excuse me. This one here is 11,500,000 astronomical units away. This one here is 31,587,000 astronomical units away. This one here is 20,605,000. This one here is 84,534,000. This one here is 20,688,000. See all these different astronomical units? We have short, near ones too that are 7,997,000, 34,550,000, 21,133,000, 7,818,000, 5,022,000. Something happened with my distances there. 5,118,000. See that? All these different distances, yet the arc on all of these in the general vicinities are all the same as they orbit around Polaris here. These ones here all have short arcs. These ones here all have the same distance arc in the time-lapse videos. That one there is 2,800,000 astronomical units. This one here is 15 million astronomical units. This one here is 20 million. This one here is only 10 million. This here actually shows you that every one of them stars, in order for them to create the same type of arc around Polaris, have to have their coincidental, incidental, perfect speed for them all to create the same arc in the same amount of time. It's just like when they give you the sun and the moon being the same size. It's by coincidence. The sun just happens to be 400 times the size of the moon. At the same time, it's 400 times the distance as the moon is away. Are you getting it? So the circular trails, all having the stars that are near Polaris having the same arc radius around Polaris, and all the variable distances away from Polaris, they have to have independent speed. They all don't spin the same according to NASA and their distances and what they project. Now this here is where it's going to get interesting, folks, because this is how Polaris completely destroys the heliocentric model of the universe. This right here, right now, if you turn that 90 degrees and go out on my front porch over there, that's exactly where you're going to see Polaris, up and to the right. Now here's the kicker. Let me bring this up here. Boom. Okay, this is my front porch. My house is positioned west-northwest. So if you take that right there, right just like that, and turn it that way, 90 degrees, and go out that front door right there, that is the exact view that you're going to get all year round. Polaris never moves from above this tree right outside on my front porch where I go out and I smoke cigarettes every night. As soon as it gets dark, Polaris appears right there every night for the last 7 years that I've lived here. Now they may say that you can't see the sunlight because there's nothing to reflect it. So this here's the path of light that we get, and all this area is going to be dark. But towards the sun, it's always light. So this here side of the earth in January is dark, and you have Polaris above the tilt of the earth, the North Pole tilt. Here it is in September. It's dark down here, it's light here. Polaris is on the 23.4 degree tilt, central axis. Same in June, you got Polaris on the central axis. It's dark over here. This is light. This is next to the sun. Same with March. This is light. This is all dark. Polaris, according to the heliocentric model, is dictated by the purple stars, except for here in March. That is because here in March, you notice how Polaris on my front porch here has a red star. That's where Polaris has to be. So you take that and you turn it like that. Bang. That is the only place in the nighttime sky that Polaris fits the heliocentric model. You can all do this. It's repeatable anywhere on this realm. You take this one here, and to get it in the night, you would grab it and you would turn it like that. And there you have Polaris in the right hand corner outside of my door. It's not up here on the left, it's down here on the right, just like that dictates right there, that dictates. You take that like that. That corner there goes to right there, see? And this one right here, you have to turn it completely around. And that there puts it there. It don't just flip, it's got to flop so that the bottom is towards here. If you just try to slide it over here and say, well, it's in the dark now, it don't work. You got to rotate it so that the bottom is up here. And the bottom is down here. The bottom is down here. See, the bottom will turn there. The star Polaris has to be out here. Yet they say it's out here above the pole of the earth. You see? You see what I'm saying, folks? Your shit don't work. Regardless if this is all dark and this is Polaris out in the dark. That there has to turn like that. Polaris in January has to be completely opposite of where it has to be. The observable Polaris has to be exactly opposite of what the heliocentric model demonstrates it to be. March is the only one that turns like that and has Polaris in the right spot. You see it? That there has to turn, because when I look out my window, Polaris is on the right hand side. It's not over here on the left hand side, it's on the right hand side. You see it? Any one of you can repeat this night after night, month after month, year after year. It never changes. So this heliocentric Polaris is said to be up here. It can't be up there. It has to be down here. This one has to be over here. The heliocentric model dictates it must be here. You see? It don't frickin' work, people. They're feeding you full of bullshit lies. And I'm going to show you. I don't know exactly how everything works, but I do know that my house faces west-northwest. And so, up and to the right, this here's an overhead plan view. This is a side view. If you were to turn that like that, boom, there's Polaris, there's my porch, up and to the right. You see it? I don't know how exactly the sun and the moon do their thing. I know the moon does in 29 days what it takes the sun a year to do, excuse me. I was pretty fortunate, people. I grew up out in the country. My mom grew our food. We had chickens. Neighbors had cows. I wasn't subject to all the fluoride treatment and all the chemicals in the food. It didn't affect my brain the way it affected most people's brains. You have to critically think about everything they've ever told you, because 99% of it's a lie. Just like this heliocentric model. They feed off you. Each and every one of us, they feed off. They have you believing you live on a heliocentric model for a reason, folks. If you think you live on a spinning ball, you're never going to know where you live. And if you don't know where you live, you think you're ever going to know why you live there? Or the bigger question, what you're supposed to do while you are living there to get on to the next realm of existence, to live with the great creator of this universe? You think he's going to let you in his house if you come down here and you destroy the house He gave you, if you're not loving everything and everybody, if you show just a little hate and discontent, you think He's going to have you in His house? There are no mysteries in this realm, people. Everything's knowledge. If it's retained knowledge, obviously it's not a mystery. But if it's forgotten, or if it's withheld, or if it's hidden, or if it's lost, yeah, it can become a mystery. But everything to be known has already been known. Sure has. Or it wouldn't be out there to be known. One thing, the great Creator, He knows all. He is all. Whatever you believe in your journey through this mortal realm, so long as you show your love, don't matter if you're a Christian or a Buddhist or whatever, if you are demonstrating pure love, you're going to be welcomed into His house. I mainly do this, folks, for my grandchildren, so that they can see that their grandfather was doing what's right, trying to warn you people to love and to lose the government that you have created. You may not know it, but you've created a God with this government. You have faith in the government. Many of you have lost that faith by now, but not enough of you. There aren't very many of you that will tell them no. So all you would have to do is go in and change your tax exemption form. Do it to 9 if you're afraid to go exempt. They won't hit you for 3 years, 4 years, going 9, and quit filing. Make them come after you. Everybody starts doing it. You start showing your family, hey, look, man, I went 9. They're not hitting me. You know, you get everybody going 9, or everybody, if you could even ever get everybody to go exempt, that'd even be more ideal. Show them we're not afraid of them. They can't shut us down, folks. They can kill your mortal body, but they can't kill your soul. Your soul will move on. And if you ain't done what you're supposed to be doing here, because you don't even know where you're at, you're going to come back to here. You're not going to be allowed into the Creator's house. It's the way it is. You have to love. You have to show respect for the place the great Creator put you. You have to beautify it. I do realize, and he does realize, that you are forced to use the means of existence, and you have to have your transportation to get to your job in this realm that's being created for you. There's no reason, folks, that each and every one of us cannot just go and homestead a chunk of property out there, build our own fortress, live in anarchy. That's God's way, is anarchy, people. It's self-disciplined anarchy. You don't need a ruler. You're not lost. Your soul's lost here if you're buying the heliocentric universe and you're following the government. The Bible is a Christian book, and it has a lot of good information on how you should be. But the government has taken control of that book, and they've rewritten it a little bit. That's why Ephesians 6:5 tells you to obey your earthly masters as you would obey the great Creator, God. Because this entity that you created, government, has been infiltrated by the Illuminati. You may believe it or not, because all you have to do is read the book, Proofs of a Conspiracy, written in 1794 or something like that, by Dr. Roberts. And it gets into great detail on how the Illuminati, see, there's different levels of illumination, just like there's different levels of Freemason, and that's where the Illuminati got its start, and how it was created was through the Freemasonry. Not all Freemasons are wicked and evil, folks, and Freemason's not an evil and wicked entity on its own. It's when the Illuminati is involved with Freemasonry that makes it evil and wicked. You have to look into it, you have to read it, you have to research it. You can't believe anything anybody tells you. We're all mortals. Like I said, it doesn't matter. Every truth has some lie. And even if it's an unintentional lie, if it's something I'm saying because I think that I've researched it, but I didn't quite research it thorough enough, I may have some deceit, unintentional deceit. I try not to steer anybody wrong. I try to show love. Yeah, I still have my anger problems with certain individuals and stuff who try to belittle me. I don't like being belittled. Nobody does. I don't like being called stupid. I don't like being called ignorant. Nobody does. Even the dumbest person, stupidest person, most ignorant person out there definitely knows something that I don't know. So they're not really ignorant. Nobody is. See where I'm coming from, folks? You have to share your love, or you're not going to get out of this place. You're going to be coming back here so that these psychopaths who have taken over this realm can continue with their family members to enjoy the lap life of luxury, traveling wherever they want on your dollar. Well, each and every one of you are struggling to survive, at the same time bidding their will, enlisting in their military so that they can impose their will on the rest of the world who opposes them. You're very complicit. Each and every one of you who are willfully paying the government taxes, you are signing every bullet and every bomb that's shot and dropped. It's a fact. So take it for what it's worth, people. I'm not here. None of my work is that none of my presentations on YouTube should have any commercials. I've never asked anybody for any money. I've done this all out of my heart so that you may know the truth too, as best as I can do it. And if you can prove me wrong, by all means do it, and I'll change what I see if I can't prove to you what you proved me to be incorrect. I'm an honest man. I work for a living. I grew up a rough life. I didn't always do what I was supposed to do as a child, but I do as an adult. There's one thing that doesn't change with this mortal body, folks, and that is the fact that you're born an infant You grow into a toddler. You grow into a child. You grow into a teen. You grow into a young adult. You grow into adult. You proceed into old age. You get real old. And you lose your body. And you move on. And what you're doing right here, right now, is going to dictate where you move on to. So you should be spreading love in the word of the great Creator, however you want to call him, God or whatever. But the Bible was written by the man so that you don't even have the will or desire to defend yourself against the government. So it's a lot of truth in the Bible, but there's a lot of deceit in the Bible too. Like I've been telling you all along, for every truth, it contains a lie. And every lie contains some truth. Except that what comes from the great Creator. And who knows, he can even deceive you too. He's capable of it. I mean, he let these psychopaths who are controlling this realm let you believe that you live on a spinning ball. If you think you live on a spinning ball, you're denying your senses, your reason, your own intelligence, your own eyes, and applying their lies. Earth is over half water, folks. Y'all know the physics of water. It maintains a level surface tension. Always, without an external force applied upon it. Anyway, that's all I have to say, folks. Like I said, there are no mysteries. Everything's knowledge, so you should be sharing your knowledge and your wisdom with the people around you, so that should the wisdom and knowledge that you know is something that only you have uncovered and figured out, that you share it and other people know that same knowledge that you know, so that it doesn't become lost and hidden. I guarantee you, folks, that NASA and your government has a 24/7 surveillance on both the sun and the moon. Perhaps the other planets too. Because I really think the other planets are real close to the same elevation as what the sun and moon is. I couldn't tell you. I have not the means. None of us do. Because the apparent view that you get from here with all the moisture in the air, y'all know what moisture does, man. It bends light. Put a pencil in a glass of water. Air is water. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is a fluid. And so you cannot stand here and position anything above your head and get an accurate calculation of the distance. It doesn't work that way if the light's bent through the water. So, yeah, you need to share your information and your knowledge before you check out of here, folks. Who knows? If you ain't done just right, and you end up coming back here, and you took that knowledge with you, it's not going to be left behind, and you're going to have to try to figure it out again. Anyway, I've carried on enough. My love to y'all. I do it for y'all, but I especially do this for my grandchildren, my posterity, so they see that their grandfather was a great man and doing what he could to straighten out society. Be well, my friends.